In today's video, we're going to talk about percent word problems. This is part of Unit 6, so we're going to go ahead and keep with our color coding. Color this guy red. All right, percent is a special ratio whose denominator is 100. For percent word problems, we use the formula below to set up a proportion. So it's going to be part over whole equals percent over 100. All right, example number 1. A baseball player was at bat 473 times during the regular season. If he made a hit 31.5% of the time he was at bat, how many hits did he make during the regular season? Round to the nearest whole number. So if we think about what information we have here, he was at bat 473 times. If I think about whether that's my part, my whole, my percent, that's going to be my whole. This is the total number of times that this baseball player was at bat. So my whole, my big picture, is 473. He made a hit 31.5% of the time. That's probably the easiest bit to identify, and that's the number that goes over 100, so 31.5. How many hits did he make? So when you're at bat, you can either hit or you can strike out. Those are the two things that typically happen, or you could walk. I guess those three things that happen. So how many hits did he have? That's going to be part of what could happen when he's at bat. So we're going to replace the part with the X. Okay, so again, this is the whole, and this is the part. And then we use our same skills of cross multiplication in order to solve. So if I go this way, x times 100 is 100x is equal to 473 times 31.5, and I end up with 14,899.5. And then in order to solve that equation, I would divide both sides by 100. And I would end up with x is equal to 148.995. And our question asks us to round to the nearest whole. That's actually what makes sense here. You can't have a partial hit. You either have a hit or a walk or a strikeout. So if I were to take 148.995 to round to my nearest whole, here's the 8, and I look one place to the right, there's a 9, which means I'm going to need to round up. So this is going to be 149, and we're looking for the number of hits, so 149 hits. All right, example number 2, the total enrollment at Central High School is 798 students. If there are 245 freshmen, what percent of the school are freshmen? Round to the nearest tenth. So this first, we have to identify our part whole and our percent over 100. So the part and the whole. The total enrollment, that word total, that's going to indicate a whole, and it's 798. So our whole is 798. That's the total enrollment. That's all the students. Okay? 245 freshmen. Only some of the students at this high school are freshmen. So that's going to be the part, 245. And it says what percent, so we are actually looking for the percent, and we replace that with x. So in order to solve, we'll have to cross multiply. So 245 times 100. We end up with 24,500 is equal to 798x. So we would cross multiply. All right, and then in order to solve this, we would have to divide both sides by 798 and divide by 798. And I end up with x is equal to 30.701754. My directions say round to the nearest tenth. So I'm looking at the tenths place, and I look one to the right, it's a 0. So my final answer is going to be 30.7, and then we include our units. We're looking for the percent, so 30.7%. All right, question number 3, or example number 3. If in Stone Ridge apartments, 35% of the apartments have one bedroom. If there are 49 one-bedroom apartments, how many total apartments are there at Stone Ridge? All right, so again, part over whole equals percent over 100. All right, 35%, that's the easiest thing to identify. That's your percent, so 35 over 100. Okay, and we have 49 one-bedroom apartments. And then we're looking for how many total. We don't know. So again, that word total, that's going to clue us into that's going to be the whole. And if I think about apartment buildings, right, some of them may have one bedroom, some may have 2 bedrooms, some may have 3 bedrooms. So these one-bedroom apartments, these 49, that's only part of the kinds of number of bedrooms you might have. And then we're looking for, in this case, the number of total. So again, cross multiply and solve. 49 times 100 is 4,900 is equal to 35 times x, which would be 35x. And then on both sides, we would have to divide by 35. So 4,900 divided by 35 gives us 140 is equal to x. So then we want to include our units in our answer. So our final answer would be 140 apartments.